Have you ever awakened in a truly strange and unfamiliar place? Perhaps a different room in your house, or even outside, with absolutely no memory, no recollection whatsoever of how you possibly arrived there. That chilling sensation of lost time, of an unconscious journey, can be profoundly unsettling. A stark reminder of the mysteries held within our own minds. Did you know that the moon's gravitational pull, the very force that governs the colossal tides of our oceans, can actually, subtly, yet demonstrably, influence your sleepwalking behavior? Waking up in unexpected places, sometimes far from my bed, with no memory of the journey, left me feeling disoriented and deeply unnerved. Scientifically known as somnambulism, sleepwalking is a complex sleep disorder classified as a parasomnia, the paradox of a body performing intricate, purposeful actions while the mind remains deeply unconscious is inherently intriguing. A link that has persisted in human belief for millennia, predating scientific inquiry. The term lunatic, derived from lunar itself, hints at an ancient association between the moon and mental states or unusual nocturnal behaviors. For centuries, folklore, anecdotal accounts, and early medical observations noted a purported increase in sleepwalking episodes, as well as other unusual behaviors during periods of the full moon. While modern science has often been skeptical, recent research has revisited this connection, seeking empirical data to either confirm or debunk these long-held beliefs. This fascinating interplay between ancient intuition and contemporary scientific investigation forms the backbone of our journey, inviting viewers to explore whether the celestial body that controls our tides might also exert a subtle yet powerful influence over our deepest, most unconscious nocturnal journeys. Sleepwalkers can navigate familiar environments, avoid obstacles, and even respond to simple commands. Yet they retain no memory of these actions upon waking. This creates situations that can range from mildly amusing to genuinely dangerous. The seemingly disconnected nature of the sleepwalkers' actions from their conscious awareness has fueled endless speculation, from demonic possession in ancient times to complex psychological states in more modern interpretations. The very bizarreness of observing someone perform a complex task while their eyes are open yet vacant, their consciousness seemingly absent, makes sleepwalking a uniquely compelling human phenomenon. It occurs when a person, while still in a state of deep sleep, engages in complex behaviors that are usually performed during wakefulness. These behaviors can range from simple actions, like sitting up in bed, speaking incoherently, or walking around the room, to more elaborate and potentially dangerous activities, such as getting dressed, cooking, driving a car, or even engaging in seemingly complex conversations, all while remaining completely asleep. It is a spectrum of unconscious activity. While often portrayed dramatically in popular culture, sleepwalking is surprisingly common. Studies indicate that approximately 1% to 15% of the general population experiences at least one episode of sleepwalking at some point in their lives, with children being significantly more prone to it than adults. In children, prevalence can be as high as 17%, often decreasing with age, though some individuals continue to experience episodes into adulthood. The stories I heard from others who shared this condition only deepened the mystery. This personal experience fueled my fervent curiosity and ignited a quest for understanding. This video dives deep into the intriguing world of sleepwalking, meticulously exploring the latest scientific insights behind this strange and often bizarre phenomenon. We'll examine historical perspectives, delve into the various theories, and, most fascinatingly, explore how it might connect to the moon's enigmatic cycle. Prepare to be genuinely surprised by what you learn as we unravel a mystery that touches the very core of our nocturnal consciousness. This is not merely ancient folklore or superstitious belief. Historical accounts and emerging scientific inquiry point to a bizarre, often overlooked connection between our planet's celestial companion and our nocturnal wanderings. Discover the long-forgotten history of this captivating link, tracing its origins through ancient beliefs and early scientific observations. More importantly, learn how to navigate this lunar-powered sleepwalking journey, understanding the potential impact of celestial cycles on your own sleep patterns. This video invites you on a fascinating, illuminating exploration into the enigmatic phenomenon of sleepwalking, known scientifically as somnambulism. We delve into its deeply intriguing, often bizarre manifestations and, most compellingly, reveal its historical and sometimes startling connection to the moon's subtle yet pervasive gravitational pull. Prepared to uncover the long-forgotten secrets of this mysterious nocturnal phenomenon. Prepare for a revelation that might truly astonish you. For a period in my life, I found myself in the terrifying clutches of sleepwalking, and it was, without exaggeration, a profoundly unsettling experience. Our profound journey into the enigmatic world of nocturnal wanderings begins by meticulously defining sleepwalking and exploring its prevalence. Beyond its definition, we aim to highlight the fascinating and often bizarre nature of sleepwalking, which has captivated and puzzled humanity for centuries. The central enigma of our exploration lies in introducing the connection between sleepwalking and the moon's phases, a link that has persisted in human belief for millennia, predating scientific inquiry. The term lunatic, derived from lunar, itself hints at an ancient association between the moon and mental states or unusual nocturnal behaviors. For centuries, folklore, anecdotal accounts, and early medical observations noted a purported increase in sleepwalking episodes, as well as other unusual behaviors during periods of the full moon. While modern science has often been skeptical, recent research has revisited this connection, seeking empirical data to either confirm or debunk these long-held beliefs. This fascinating interplay between ancient intuition and contemporary scientific investigation forms the backbone of our journey, inviting viewers to explore whether the celestial body that controls our tides might also exert a subtle yet powerful influence over our deepest, most unconscious nocturnal journeys. We begin by meticulously exploring historical accounts of sleepwalking and its association with the lunar cycle, a connection deeply embedded in ancient texts and folklore across diverse cultures. Beyond sleepwalking, the moon was often blamed for a plethora of nocturnal disturbances, including nightmares, insomnia, and even violent outbursts during sleep. Ancient Chinese medicine and Indian Ayurvedic texts sometimes referred to moon sicknesses or lunar imbalances affecting the mind and body. In some European folklore, it was believed that sleeping directly under the full moon could lead to madness, illness, or cause one to become a lunatic. Some tales spoke of the moon pulling the soul out of the body, causing the person to wander. The very brightness of the full moon was thought to disrupt the humors of the body or to attract mischievous spirits. These beliefs, though scientifically unproven in their original context, highlight a deep-seated human attempt to explain the inexplicable, to find patterns in the chaos of abnormal behavior, and to assign agency to the most dominant nocturnal celestial body. The folklore served as both a cautionary tale and an attempt to understand a puzzling phenomenon within the prevailing worldview of the time. Early civilizations, lacking modern scientific understanding, often attributed sleepwalking to external mystical forces and literary narratives, particularly those touching upon sleep, madness, and transformation. The moon, with its cyclical phases, its ethereal glow, and its powerful gravitational pull on tides, has always been a potent symbol in human culture. In literature, from Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream to countless Gothic novels, the moon is often depicted as an instigator of strange behaviors, madness, or supernatural occurrences. Werewolves, for instance, are famously tied to the full moon, undergoing a physical transformation and losing control under its influence, a powerful metaphor for the uncontrolled, unconscious actions of a sleepwalker. Ancient myths often feature moon goddesses associated with dreams, madness, and the subconscious mind. Poets have long associated the moon with melancholic states, mystery, and the hidden aspects of human nature. This cultural permeation demonstrates that, regardless of scientific validation, the psychological and symbolic connection between the moon and our nocturnal minds is deeply ingrained, shaping how we perceive and portray sleepwalking and other unexplained behaviors in the darkness of night. In ancient Greece and Rome, sleepwalkers were sometimes believed to be under the influence of lunar deities or spirits, hence the term lunatic becoming synonymous with madness or erratic behavior linked to the moon. Physicians like Hippocrates, while attempting more rational explanations, still noted anecdotal increases in nocturnal disturbances during full moon phases. Medieval European texts describe sleepwalking as a manifestation of demonic possession, witchcraft, or the influence of malevolent spirits, often requiring exorcism or religious intervention. These accounts frequently peaked around the full moon, reinforcing the perceived lunar connection. Across different continents, indigenous cultures often wove sleepwalking into their cosmological narratives, seeing it as a journey of the soul, sometimes guided or influenced by celestial bodies. These historical records, though not scientific by modern standards, provide a rich tapestry of human interpretation and a consistent, albeit anecdotal, observation of the moon's perceived influence. Our exploration into the mysterious world of sleepwalking takes us on a captivating journey through time, revealing how humanity has grappled with this phenomenon for millennia. Delving deeper into these historical interpretations, we meticulously explore ancient beliefs and folklore surrounding moon-related sleep disorders. The pervasive influence of these beliefs is clearly seen as we discuss the profound role of the moon in cultural and literary narratives, particularly those touching upon sleep, madness, and transformation. The moon, with its cyclical phases, its ethereal glow, and its powerful gravitational pull on tides, has always been a potent symbol in human culture. In literature, from Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream to countless Gothic novels, the moon is often depicted as an instigator of strange behaviors, madness, or supernatural occurrences. Werewolves, for instance, are famously tied to the full moon, undergoing a physical transformation and losing control under its influence, a powerful metaphor for the uncontrolled, unconscious actions of a sleepwalker. Ancient myths often feature moon goddesses associated with dreams, madness, and the subconscious mind. Poets have long associated the moon with melancholic states, mystery, and the hidden aspects of human nature. This cultural permeation demonstrates that, regardless of scientific validation, the psychological and symbolic connection between the moon and our nocturnal minds is deeply ingrained, shaping how we perceive and portray sleepwalking and other unexplained behaviors in the darkness of night. With a comprehensive understanding of sleepwalking's rich historical and folkloric tapestry, we now transition to the rigorous lens of modern scientific inquiry. Our primary objective is to examine scientific theories linking the moon's gravitational pull to sleepwalking, moving beyond anecdotal evidence to explore potential physiological mechanisms. While the moon's direct gravitational effect on a human body is infinitesimally small compared to its effect on massive bodies of water, some theories propose indirect influences. One hypothesis suggests that the moon's gravitational force, however subtle, might influence the Earth's geomagnetic field, which in turn could affect human physiological processes, including brain activity and sleep cycles. Another theory posits that the moon's tidal forces could indirectly alter atmospheric pressure, which might then have a minor, yet detectable, impact on biological systems. However, these direct gravitational links to specific behaviors, like sleepwalking, remain largely speculative and lack strong empirical support in mainstream sleep science. The more plausible scientific explanations tend to focus on light and psychological effects. A more widely accepted area of scientific investigation involves discussing the impact of the lunar cycle on the human body's circadian rhythms. While not directly gravitational, the moon's phases dramatically alter nocturnal light levels. The full moon, being exceptionally bright, can lead to increased light pollution, especially in rural areas or before the widespread use of electric lighting. This increased nocturnal illumination, even if subtle, can potentially disrupt the natural production of melatonin, the sleep-inducing hormone, thereby interfering with the body's internal circadian clock. Disruptions to the circadian rhythm are known triggers for various parasomnias, including sleepwalking, as they can fragment sleep stages and increase the likelihood of a person emerging from deep sleep into a state of partial arousal. The moon's influence might be less about gravity and more about its luminous presence, particularly during its fullest phase, acting as an environmental cue that subtly throws off our natural sleep-wake cycles. This leads us to a crucial point of scientific investigation, to explore research on the potential correlation between lunar phases and sleepwalking episodes. For centuries, the belief persisted, but it was often based on observation biased by expectation. Modern sleep researchers have conducted numerous studies, analyzing large datasets of sleep laboratory recordings and patient sleep logs. The results of these studies have been mixed and often contradictory. Some large-scale analyses have found no statistically significant correlation between lunar phases and sleepwalking incidents, dismissing the link as a myth. Other studies, however, particularly more recent ones using advanced data analysis, have reported subtle, statistically significant correlations. For example, some research has indicated that people might experience slightly shorter total sleep time or increased sleep latency around the full moon. A few studies have even suggested a minor increase in parasomnia events during certain lunar phases. The challenge lies in isolating the moon's effect from other variables, such as light pollution, psychological expectation, or seasonal changes. While the direct causal link remains unproven and highly debated, the persistent anecdotal evidence continues to fuel intriguing scientific inquiry into whether the moon, directly or indirectly, subtly impacts our deepest nocturnal behaviors. The fascinating historical narratives and the intriguing, yet often ambiguous, scientific inquiries into the moon's influence on sleepwalking lead us to a crucial responsibility to address common myths and misconceptions about sleepwalking and the moon's influence. Perhaps the most pervasive myth is the direct, almost magical, connection between the full moon and violent or extreme sleepwalking behavior, often fueled by sensationalized media and folklore. This has led to the term lunacy being associated with lunar cycles. In reality, while sleepwalking can involve complex behaviors, violent acts are exceedingly rare and typically occur only if the sleepwalker is physically restrained or violently awakened during an episode, causing confusion and defensive reactions. The notion that the moon's direct gravitational pull causes sleepwalkers to climb onto rooftops or walk in dangerous environments is also a misconception. Such behaviors are linked to the severity of the parasomnia itself, not a specific lunar influence. Another common misconception is that sleepwalkers are acting out their dreams. In fact, sleepwalking primarily occurs during deep NREM sleep, when vivid dreaming is less common. It is paramount to highlight the importance of separating rigorous scientific evidence from anecdotal stories when discussing phenomena like sleepwalking and the moon's perceived influence. Anecdotal accounts, while often compelling and deeply personal, are inherently susceptible to biases, confirmation bias, selective reporting, and the placebo-nocebo effect. For centuries, people expected sleepwalking to increase during a full moon, and therefore they might have simply noticed and remembered those instances more vividly. Scientific evidence, in contrast, relies on systematic observation, controlled studies, statistical analysis of large populations, and the ability to rule out confounding variables. While some recent studies have hinted at a correlation between sleep and lunar cycles, these are subtle statistical trends, not direct causal links to sleepwalking, and they are often inconsistent across studies. Therefore, while folklore is rich and intriguing, it should not be confused with established scientific fact. This crucial distinction emphasizes the undeniable need for critical thinking and rigorous scientific analysis in understanding sleepwalking and any purported external influences, including the moon. Rather than relying on ancient beliefs, modern sleep medicine focuses on a multifaceted understanding of somnambulism. It is generally understood to be caused by a partial arousal from deep sleep, where the motor centers of the brain become active while the cognitive centers remain asleep. Factors known to trigger or exacerbate sleepwalking include sleep deprivation, stress, certain medications, alcohol, fever, and other sleep disorders. While the moon's brightness might indirectly affect sleep quality for some, leading to fragmented sleep that could potentially trigger an episode, this is distinct from a direct, mystical lunar pull on the sleepwalker's behavior. Critical thinking allows us to appreciate the historical and cultural significance of the moon-sleepwalking connection, while simultaneously ensuring that our understanding and, crucially, our treatment approaches are based on evidence-based science for the benefit of those affected. Transitioning from historical beliefs and scientific scrutiny, we now focus on how sleepwalking is approached in contemporary medicine, offering hope and solutions for those affected. We meticulously discuss current research and clinical approaches to understanding sleepwalking, highlighting the significant advancements in sleep medicine. Modern sleep laboratories use sophisticated techniques like polysomnography, which records brain waves, oxygen levels, heart rate, breathing, and eye and leg movements during sleep. This allows researchers to precisely identify when sleepwalking episodes occur, understand the brain activity during these events, and differentiate sleepwalking from other parasomnias. Neuroimaging studies provide further insights into which brain regions are active or inactive during an episode. Current research focuses on identifying genetic predispositions, exploring the role of neurotransmitters, and understanding the triggers that lead to incomplete arousal from deep sleep. This scientific rigor has transformed sleepwalking from a mysterious, often feared phenomenon into a treatable medical condition. This advanced understanding has paved the way for exploring effective treatments for sleepwalking, including behavioral therapy and medication, offering tailored solutions for individuals. Behavioral therapy. This is often the first line of treatment, particularly for children. It involves improving overall sleep hygiene. For recurrent episodes, scheduled awakenings can be very effective. Awakening the sleepwalker 15 to 30 minutes before their usual sleepwalking time for a few consecutive nights can break the cycle. Stress reduction techniques, such as mindfulness and relaxation exercises, are also crucial, as stress is a common trigger. Medication for severe, frequent, or dangerous sleepwalking episodes. A physician may prescribe medications. Benzodiazepines are sometimes used as they suppress deep NREM sleep, thereby reducing the likelihood of sleepwalking. However, these are generally short-term solutions due to potential side effects and dependency. Other medications, like antidepressants, might be considered if underlying mood disorders are contributing factors. The choice of treatment is highly individualized based on the severity of the episodes, the patient's age, and any coexisting medical conditions. Finally, and crucially, we highlight the paramount importance of seeking professional help for persistent or disruptive sleepwalking episodes. While occasional, harmless sleepwalking might not require intervention, recurrent, potentially dangerous episodes warrant evaluation by a healthcare professional, preferably a sleep specialist. A proper diagnosis can rule out other underlying medical conditions that might mimic sleepwalking. A sleep specialist can accurately identify triggers, assess risks, and recommend the most appropriate and effective treatment plan, ensuring the safety and well-being of the individual and those around them. This shift from ancient fear and superstition to modern understanding and effective treatment underscores humanity's progress in unraveling the secrets of the sleeping mind, offering practical solutions where once there were only unsettling mysteries.